Right, so this is what I got so far. It's 12mm hardwood ply and it's roughly 700mm wide and 230mm high on that point. And I'm going to cut a hole in the top for the inspection panel, and then I've got a piano hinge, as they call it, which is going to go inside at the back, and I'm going to fix the front piece to here. I'm going to screw it with blocks of wood on the inside, and then this will lift up. I'll just lift this for the moment. That'll lift up and I'll hook it at the top, or maybe put a little ram on it, we'll see. I've cut a hole in the side of that, which then goes straight down into the, or will do, go straight down into the waste extraction. This piece of ply cost me £27, Great British pounds. I'll probably cut some, or put a handle on here so as I can lift it. But for now, I've just got to work out what size window to have in it. Obviously, the bigger it is, the better for viewing, but it is only going to be thin Perspex, so it can't be too big. Okay, I've just glued on the sides and I've put some corner reinforcements in. I'll just let it set off a bit and then I'll glue on the front panel. I want to put the laser in to get the correct height on that, so we'll let that set off and come back to it. I've painted the box up and put some foam tape around and along the bottom, so everything is sitting on foam. I've connected up the sucker as well, so that I haven't put the strips of wood in around the Perspex yet, because depending what size I get, I'm probably going to go for 5mm since that's such a big area. So that's what the cabinet looks like. But I've still got access to the power button, the stop emergency cut-off button, and painted it black inside. So yeah, really quite nice. I've left these two little gaps either side just to pull some air in to the pump, because you need some air coming in for it to suck it out. So I'm just fixing up the air pipe connection. That just pushes on to the little floppy one that's just hanging down underneath here. That's certainly in all the way. I'd sooner have it this side just to keep things out of the way. Having used the software, it's a good idea to keep your honeycomb tray in the same place, and also keep the laser in the same place so everything can be zeroed to a particular point. So on the strength of that, I've cut out, using the laser, these little feet which the rear feet sit into. Let me move that forward a minute. So the feet just sit into there, so that I can lift the laser, move it about, but it'll lock back into exactly the same position. And likewise with the honeycomb tray. Got angled ones in the corner, straight ones on the side. I've added a little piece of aluminium along the front just to keep the cables neat, stop them falling out. Tidied up the wires on the side. The orange window is on its way, not here yet, as is the handle, and also a lead that will allow me to connect up my LED strip. This is an under kitchen pelmet light which I acquired along the way. I thought it would be useful, and it certainly is useful, because I'm going to fit it probably about there, and then the lead can go out through a gap up there which I haven't made yet, and that'll shine very nicely. I have found actually it's useful to be able to see what's happening inside the box, so that's going to be a nice little thing to fit. Are going to be launching a box soon according to their website. That's no use for me, because I want it up and running so as I can get on with things. So here's some things I have been getting on with. I've cut out 4 kits for the mini Yoyo indoor flyer on the laser, which is great. 1/8 balsa and 1/16 balsa, and so they're ready to market now. I've got some postal boxes coming, so if anyone wants a mini Yoyo, there will be a short kit available very soon. So it's all coming very nicely together, actually. Yeah, quite pleased with it. Okay, and here is the finished box. I'll put the handle on this afternoon and just glued in the Perspex orange plate. So I was just holding that in with a bit of blue masking tape while it sets. And I've also fitted the internal light. Really pleased actually with the way the box has turned out. As I say, I've left these little corners to allow air to be drawn in, but there's no smoke. There's no smoke at all in the room. In fact, the box inside never even gets smoky either, because the pump's so powerful. So it's just a kitchen strip light. What I've done, it's 240 volts, so it just goes down there to the plugs. But what I've done is I didn't get any brackets with it. It was second hand. Didn't get any brackets with it, so I've made some brackets on the laser cutter. You can't see them, they're painted black, but they go from here, look, down and around and support. And I've just got a little pinch screw in this side, and the lead holds it in tight that side. Very bright, as you can see, so I'll just shut that one down. But it provides a lovely bit of light inside, really nice, and I can see what's going on in there. I think with hindsight, if I was going to make it again, I'd bring this a little bit closer to this edge, because this machine zeroes in the bottom left hand corner, although I tend to use the centre of the honeycomb. It would still be nice if this was a little bit close to this edge. Alternatively, a panel in the front. Actually, I think that would be quite a good thing to do, because I do find myself sitting here on the computer and just making sure things are starting off right just by lifting it and peeking in, which I wouldn't have to do if it was if I had a front panel. But that's just a detail. So there's the box. Really happy with it. I think the whole thing cost me, including the fittings, basically the wood in the hinge was 30 quid, and the Perspex was 18 or 19 pound. That's 5mm Perspex, so £50. Picked up the light second hand. It's nice to have a bit of a workbench that you can put your computer on, although this particular laser does have a Wi-Fi connection, although I haven't tried it out yet. That's something else to try. The laser itself is the Algo, let me just turn this big light off again, the Algo Delta, which only came out this year. So beautiful laser. I'll put a link to the laser down below if you want to check out the Algo website. They do the Algo Alpha and the Algo Delta. I think, I'm not entirely sure because I haven't looked into it, but I think the Alpha doesn't have this touch panel. A beautiful laser. My first laser, but absolutely thrilled with it. Delighted, in fact. And it's allowed me to start to make kits of my own design. Here's an aeroplane I designed earlier in the year, and everything's cut out by hand, but now everything's cut out on the laser, so I can now offer this little aeroplane as a kit. Looks rather smart, doesn't it, with the light shining through it. Anyway, there we go, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Just thought I'd show you my homemade laser box, and yeah, that's the only thing I would change. I like the piano hinge at the back. Don't hinge it all the way at the back, because if you hinge it here, it gives you somewhere for the lid to actually lean back. I haven't got any gas rams on it, don't need them. Really quite easy to make. Just take your laser, add a little bit, 3 centimeters I think each side, and the height, I just measured the height of the pipes on the inside and added a bit, and the depth of it, of course, again, just measure your laser and away you go. Nothing to it really. I did get the DIY shop to cut the main sections, because trying to cut 10mm plywood nice and square isn't that easy. So that was a huge boon, and as you saw from the video, I've just glued it together and then put screws in. Okay guys, see you in the next video. Cheers.